Hillsman in the orange, 14-5 on the season, and they control the opening tap. Syracuse is in the white, Virginia in the blue.
Virginia starting out in the 2-3 zone, trying to pack it in. Good rotations early on by Virginia.
Shot clock now down to 7 for Syracuse, and the first points of the game belong to Rachel Coffey with a 3.
Well, that'll make you change your mind on your defensive scheme when you get a wide open 3 like that from good ball reversals by Syracuse.
Virginia 10-9 on the season, 3-3 away from Charlottesville, and 1-1 in conference play on the road. Amobio, second effort, and she was fouled.
Well, Amobio, she did a fantastic job in the Maryland game, only playing against the zone by Syracuse.
Sarah Amobio in the ACC.
She's third in the ACC in offensive boards, getting 4 a game, so she's very active on the offensive glass as well.
Syracuse started playing its games in the Dome in the 06-07 season, the first year on the bench for Quentin Hillsman, who's done a wonderful job with this program. Took him to the NCAA tournament last season. That is Leary. That ball just spins off the edge of the rim, but back to the orange.
Well, Virginia, they need to probably widen their zone a little bit just because of the range of the Syracuse shooters. But what that does, it damages your rebounding opportunities.
Syracuse makes over 7 threes per game. They won another one, tapped around, but taken by Wolfe. Pull up just inside the free throw line. Orange on the run. Coffey steps into a 3. She ends up with the ball and a fresh shot clock for the orange.
Well, Syracuse is not shy about pulling the trigger on those threes from the outside. Over 20 attempts per game for the orange.
Steal for Virginia. Franklin, difficult shot. She's wearing that protective shield on her face because she was elbowed in practice a few weeks ago. She wears it for protective measures. Doesn't necessarily have to wear it medically, but likes to have the confidence of wearing the mask.
Well, you think of a player like Richard Hamilton, who wore it for years and years. Just does something in terms of being confident and comfortable doing what you do on the court.
Well, Tara Franklin is one of the best three-point shooters in the history of the school. She's made 170. That is 5th best school history. Out of the corner, and that's a three-pointer, Lexi Gerson.
Well, Gerson, she has so much toughness and grit, and she can hurt you in so many ways. She can also get to the rim. So she has a variety of ways on the offensive end that she can do damage.
So both made field goals for each team of the three-point variety. Syracuse wants another. And these players are ripping the ropes so far today, Christy.
Brianna Butler in the corner from the extra pass from Coffey, and that's how you beat a zone. Make them shift by moving the ball.
Amobio had to kick it back out to Franklin. She's got her own miss. Franklin. A second offensive rebound for Virginia. Wolfe dribbles into space and hits.
A great idea right there to cut into that wide open area against the Syracuse zone, that high post, mid post area. 1-2 dribble pull up, great decision.
First basket of the game for Kelsey Wolfe. How about her game Thursday against Maryland? A season high 24 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line for Wolfe.
She's made 15 straight free throws, so very efficient in that area. Leads the ACC.
And Wolfe finishes off the transition break for Virginia.
Good pace to start out the game for Virginia on the road. They have forced 43 turnovers in their last 2 games. And Virginia only had 8 turnovers against Maryland, and that was a big key to that win.
Syracuse has now turned it over for the 4th time, and Franklin will beat everybody to the rim.
This is something that Syracuse usually does to teams, turn them over. But Virginia right now, their defense is cued in to the little things.
Franklin from the wing. A Mobio offensive glass. Lost the handle going up.
Teams in their last 2 games out, and that hasn't happened since 1996 for this UVA program.
Mobio kept it alive on the offensive glass. She has been very active thus far. And now Faith Randolph with the basketball now is into the game with a jumper, and she hits her first shot.
Well, I tell you what, this super sophomore and Faith Randolph has really been productive for Virginia off the bench. Just under 19 points for the second-year player. And she always says, I've never met a shot that I didn't like or that I thought I couldn't make. So she's not shy offensively.
That three-pointer for Syracuse ends an 8-0 run as Brittany Sykes knocks down the third three of the game for the Cuse. Franklin at the other end.
Well, transition defense is paramount for Syracuse. They've got to turn around and see the ball. That time, Franklin ran up their backs for the easy deuce.
So 3 three-point baskets for the Orange, accounting for all of the...
Riding high because of their defensive prowess. They're 4th in the ACC in steals with 9 a game, so their hands are up and active.
Wolfe has the rebound. She goes right down Broadway and lays it in. And 6 straight postseason appearances. That includes 2 trips to the NCAA tournament and 4 to the women's NIT.
He's done a tremendous job, and you heard him say pre-game that he's going to coach with urgency, but the players have to come out and play with that same kind of energy and urgency, and particularly on the defensive end.
Butler misses the 3.
You don't want to see him just let the ball bounce out of bounds. So good energy and effort by Syracuse.
Brittany Sykes, the sophomore guard from Newark, New Jersey, who leads the team in scoring just over 17 per game. She has 1 three-pointer to her credit so far.
And what that does for you, it helps you spread out on the perimeter to help stop some of the three-point shooting opportunities for Syracuse. Trapping situation, trying to slow the tempo by Syracuse on the full court break, but made all of her shots. 5 for 5 in that game. Had 5 boards as well.
That win against Maryland, the first win against the top 10 team for Virginia since November 11th of 2011. They won against number 3 Tennessee. That was Joanne Boyle's 4th game as head coach at Virginia, setting a very high standard immediately.
In a stance.
First personal foul.
First on Brianna Day, freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina.
You to do. They want you to turn the ball over because of their trapping defense. So for Virginia, they need to keep the ball in the middle so they don't give them a chance to hem them up along the sidelines. Into a 2-3 zone this time for, and then they'll get easier looks outside, and not just for shots but for penetration and drives to the rim against the zone.
So Bria Day comes in, replacing her sister Brianna Day. They were part of 2 state championship teams in North Carolina. Sweet looking jumper, Brianna Butler.
All net for her. You cannot give her time. It doesn't take her a lot of time to release her shot, so you must arrive on the catch.
Butler's got 5 points for the Orange. Randolph wants a 3. Sykes will run against 2 defenders. Wants to do it herself and goes all the way to the rim.
Good body control and ball control by Sykes on the finish. And that's the way Syracuse wants to play, that kind of tempo. Get stops, get early, easy offense. Syracuse sticking with their 2-3 zone. Looking to trap when they can.
Shot clock is at 10 for Virginia. Wolfe, long distance.
Good ball movement by Virginia. And when you have that flow and rhythm to your offense, shots like that come easy. That looked in rhythm, not forced.
28th 3 of the season for Wolfe. Mobio trying to track it down.
Fantastic hustle by Amobio.
Wolfe again.
Well, she was smiling on the way back down the court because she feels very confident right now in that shot. She was at least 2 feet beyond the line.
Back-to-back three-pointers for Kelsey Wolfe. And she has picked up right where she left off Thursday in the game against Maryland to win at home against the number 6 team in the country. Butler for 3. She held the finish.
She sure did. What a beautiful looking shot.
Second 3 of the game for Butler, who has 8 points to lead the way for Syracuse in the first half.
If you're Syracuse, you need to hedge towards Wolfe, the shooter. They haven't been consistent with their efforts.
Virginia with the ball. 3 of 5 from three-point range, shooting 50% so far in the first half. Wolfe again.
Oh, it's tough when a team is shooting 50%.
Leary yet to score so far. 4 made threes for the Orange. Triple team on Randolph.
Sticking with the 2-3 zone is Syracuse. It looks a little bit more active coming out of that timeout. The perimeter players on their toes.
Gerson. Amobio spins it in.
What an amazing offensive rebound and put back by Amobio inside. You've got to move her out of the way because of how quickly and efficiently she gets off the ground.
How about the 9th offensive rebound of the first half for Virginia? Crashing the boards.
And that's paid dividends for them, and that's why they have the lead.
Butler pulls up.
She's not only a three-point shooter, you have to respect her ability to put the ball on the ground for the 1-2 dribble pull-up mid-range.
10 points now for Butler as Randolph misses. A drive in traffic. Comes up short for Fondren. Second effort.
Fondren thought about backing that out because of her size inside, but got it off quickly enough to finish.
Sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, Cornelia Fondren into the box score for the Orange, and they've cut the lead for Virginia to 6.
Well, it's important for Syracuse to be able to score the ball because they have so many different defensive schemes full court. Last time they were in a 2-1-2 look. But that's how they want to play.
Gaffney tried to get the shot away. The shot.
Syracuse with a nice pull up there by Butler.
Butler is a sophomore from King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. An all-freshman selection in the Big East a season ago. Syracuse, one of the new additions to the Atlantic Coast Conference, along with Pittsburgh and Notre Dame, 15 teams strong in the ACC. Butler, NBA range. That injury was in mid-February against Maryland, and then when she got her chance to play against them this year, she had a season high with those 24 in Virginia, pulled a major upset in the landscape of women's college basketball, defeating number 6, Maryland.
She had 3 threes in that game and made all 9 of her free throws and just really carried her team to victory.
Franklin cut off on the baseline by a double team from the Orange. Wolfe with the shot clock winding down. Amobio. Franklin grabbed it. Wolfe. Leary blocked her. Stood her straight up. Coffey couldn't handle the pass. Back to Franklin.
A great defense inside by Leary. Nothing easy, but Syracuse needs to put a body on somebody because Virginia is getting offensive rebounding opportunities in second and third shots.
Number 13, Tiffany Suarez, has come in for Virginia. Amobio trips going with Fondren on that play.
There's a lot of force there.
Syracuse went 24-8 last year, 11-5 in conference.
To cut off that lane.
On the inbounds. And Sykes puts it in. She's got 7.
Well, you have to love an inbounds play where you don't need a screen to get open. You just rely on your teammates' jumping ability to catch it in the air and finish.
Franklin.
Some paint points off of their inbounds and against the zone by Virginia, finding that sweet spot at the high post.
Cornelia.
Offensive putback off of a rebound as well.
Long pass to Franklin. Trying to get by.
Second block of the game. Great timing on Franklin. She had to turn her body and then get a hand up all ball.
The official said that Franklin touched the ball while she was out of bounds as Randolph stole it right back. Trying to combine with Franklin, they can't do it. And then a miscommunication.
A missed shot, and then, oh, you turn your body at the last second.
It's a great rebound by Fondren. Gerson.
On the boards, they're not allowing Virginia to get second opportunities from their offensive rebounding.
Brianna Day has returned to the game, number 50 for the Orange. Coming off that win Thursday at Clemson, 84-75. They went on an 18-0 run in the second half, and 4 players were into double figures.
Right, and assistant coach Kelly Gibson said that they weren't pleased in the first half because they allowed Clemson 45 points. Zamobio scores inside. Still looking like she's limping just a bit from that hard fall a moment ago.
First basket since the 9:27 mark. 4
blocks. So they just need to continue to feed her inside and get high percentage looks.
And then Coffey, who had that shot with the game clock winding down in the first half from about 24 feet away for 3. Her third in the first half. Butler the steal, and the 3 comes up short.
16 rebounds were on the offensive glass, only 4 on the defensive. Syracuse had 20.
Second half. She's number 23 to the left of your screen.
Band off at halftime. Idea with the face mask.
1 of 2 for Sykes. She is now into double figures with 10 points. So both Sykes and Butler, that sophomore backcourt that we featured at the top of the broadcast, they've combined for 20 points, and you can make it 22.
Strong move by Sykes to finish strong inside. But Syracuse, they want to steal and score. They've forced 100 more steals than their opponents on the season.
So that run for Syracuse, if you go back to the first half, is now
Mobio on the line because she was able to get to the offensive boards for Virginia for the finish of the 3-point play.
That is now 10 points for Sarah Mobio.
Virginia staying with their 2-3 zone, both teams. And we've seen a lot of zone in women's basketball this year because of the change of rules.
Sykes now with 16 points for the Orange.
That freedom of movement rule this year has really changed the way teams have been able to play. It's up the scoring, but we've seen a lot more zone this season.
Wolfe dropped it off to Gerson, too strong. Mobio cleans it up.
Again, Mobio right there on the glass without a body on her. That's just a dangerous situation if you're Syracuse.
The junior from Nigeria now with 12 points. She and Kelsey Wolfe lead the way for Virginia. And Mobio also with 7 offensive rebounds. Wolfe is back in the game, but she does have 3 personal fouls. Franklin wants 3.
And here she goes. Once she gets into a rhythm on her shot, it's tough to stop Franklin from the outside or anywhere else on the court.
Tara Franklin now with 9 points and the first 3-pointer of the second half for Virginia, which has 5 in the game. Leary against the double team. Looking for help from Slim, who saved it. Coffey. Butler.
It was a good shot for Butler to take, obviously. The defense disjointed out of the double team situation.
And Mobio against Leary. 55% from the line on the season.
It's a little bit of a flat free throw for her, but she is doing tremendous work inside, getting quality points and quality minutes. She was in foul trouble against Maryland on Thursday, which limited her minutes.
Wolfe pulled down the rebound. Randolph.
He wasn't getting back all the time. Right here, she was able to get there, get established outside of the restricted area.
Six-point game. Nearly a turnover by the Orange. Butler, great look. And an easy basket inside as Butler found Taylor Ford.
Beautiful play by Butler, finding the extra person underneath for an easy shot.
Wolfe thought about three. Randolph doesn't hesitate, but Amobio is there.
Defense commits to the ball, and there's the ability to find the open player underneath.
Randolph. Chance for another.
Preseason all ACC selection by the media and the Blue Ribbon panel, and she has just had a tremendous career for Virginia.
So Tara Franklin now with 12 points. Day in traffic. Amobio the rebound. Virginia has made it a 5-point game.
Good spacing right now offensively by Virginia, and Amobio just out-muscling Day inside for the strong finish.
16 points for Amobio. And Virginia's come storming back to make it a 3-point game.
Well, if you're Day inside, you've got to jump to the baseline side on Amobio.
Another 3-point miss for Syracuse. Day to the court to save it. Coffee. Sykes.
Stopper along the baseline. Amobio got caught doing the same thing, not jumping to that baseline side with two hands high.
That's now 19 points for Brittany Sykes, who has 10 in the second half. Wolfe.
You can't leave the ball if you're Syracuse, and Coffee went for the ball fake, which is a great weapon against the zone. It gets you to move your feet. Coffee bit.
Third three-pointer of the game for Kelsey Wolfe, and now 15 points. She has 15. Amobio has 16 for Virginia. Taken back by the Cavaliers. Stolen back by Syracuse. Sykes. And then Wolfe wrapped up the basketball.
Well, that was the correct shot to take by Sykes. The defense had filtered back in.
Franklin behind the line. Long rebound. Sykes and Randolph go for it. Sykes ends up with the ball. Coffee steps into a three.
With their offensive rebounding ability. Being able to come off the bench, she has no ego issues in her sophomore season.
Mason's come in. We saw Brianna Butler come in as well for Syracuse. For Butler, 12 points. She had 10 in the first half. Butler with a three. Wolfe grabbed it out of the air for another rebound. This is only the fifth meeting between these teams. They did play last year, November 20th, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And Syracuse won that one 74-73 on two late free throws with less than a second to play.
This is heading the same direction. Flows being able to do their thing in terms of stealing and scoring for Syracuse and knocking down the three and rebounding the ball inside for Virginia.
Again, their only meeting here in Syracuse was at the Dome back in 1985, and Virginia won 84-61.
And Virginia, their ability to beat two ranked teams back-to-back for the first time since 1996. That bodes well for their confidence moving forward. And Joanne Boyle says the biggest challenge is to keep them focused.
And Mobio tries a second effort, and this one goes.
Again, there's a Mobio inside who still looks like she's laboring a bit from that early fall on her knee. Running back down the court, she looked like she was limping a bit.
And Virginia has taken the lead. Coffee. That's a three. First half from about 24, 25 feet away to beat the buzzer.
5 for 8. You know that you're a hot shooter when you've got that kind of a clip going
A
up.
near steal by Ford. Kelsey Wolfe has 3 made threes in the game of her own for Virginia. The lead has changed hands 6 times this afternoon. Franklin and 1. Sends Franklin to the free throw line. Can't complete the three-point play. 14 points in the game for Franklin. 3 players for Virginia into double figures. And Mobio with 18, Wolfe with 15, and Franklin now with 14.
And that's the balanced play that Virginia needs. With 4 players in double figures on the season, on average.
Shot clock to 4. Sykes. Great balance underneath for Sykes.
Well, that's why you need to cut the baseline off if you're a defender. The Sykes just slithered her way through along that baseline area.
Butler up ahead to Sykes for the layup.
Steal and score mentality by Syracuse has paid dividends in this game against Virginia.
Wolfe. A 3 for Kelsey Wolfe.
And that was a tough contested shot by Butler outside, and you just saw the emotion from Wolfe after she hit that with the 2 fist.
18 points for Kelsey Wolfe. Her last 4 baskets have been 3-pointers, and Leary has the answer at the other end.
I thought Leary had the advantage on the baseline side, but she came back to the inside with the baby hook.
Wolfe again. Peterson slows the tempo for Syracuse.
You think of the impact of this game. Both teams winning 2 games back-to-back in the ACC. Both teams 3-3 in conference. Syracuse knows the importance of a home win, but Virginia trying to get it right on the road.
Leary offensive glass. And then Franklin will take it for Virginia. Incredible back and forth action between these 2 teams. Mobio against 2 defenders, and it doesn't matter.
Mobio split the defenders to perfection for that finish.
That is now 20 points for Sarah Mobio. In the last 2 games against Syracuse, it was a loss to the Orange last year in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Well, Mobio is just 1 point off of her career high. She's tied her season high with those 20 points. And we still have time.
Randolph, 3. Butler, who also has a double-double in the game with 12 points and now 12 rebounds. Leary, Sykes. In that win Thursday at Clemson.
She and Brianna Butler were classmates in high school, so they know each other extremely well. Have good rhythm there. Good solid defense this time.
In the double bonus. 3rd against Leary with a Mobio in the game for a Mobio.
It's just really a flat-looking shot by a Mobio. You want to get that early lift.
Syracuse with a 2-point lead after leading by 4 at halftime. Peterson Wow. Straight away.
She's only a 17% three-point shooter, which is why no one was up there to contest that. They were giving that shot a movement by Syracuse right up to the top, and nobody's defending there to stop that shot. Well, you've got to rotate, at least shadow that area.
Just the third made three of the season for Alexis Peterson, the freshman. Inside forward with some daylight.
A beautifully executed zone offense. The high post got the ball, and it was a short corner slip for the finish.
So Virginia came all the way back to take a one-point lead, but Syracuse starting to distance itself from the Cavaliers.
Mitchell is in remission. It would be great to see her back on the bench, but we understand that health is of the essence, and we want to make sure that she's okay 100%, but you know that she is in the ears of her players every day. But Andrew Calder has done a tremendous job of for the Tar Heels.
Quentin Hillsman wants an explanation. Won't get it at the moment. He'll have to watch Virginia bring the ball up. And trailing 73-66, it is a thrill to be back in Syracuse, New York, and to be broadcasting from the Carrier Dome.
A very familiar place for you. You spent your collegiate time here.
How about that three-pointer right there from Lexi Gerson?
Gerson with a much-needed three by Virginia down the stretch.
That's her second three of the ball game here on Jim Boeheim Court at the Carrier Dome. One of the most. Now all these great rivalries will be created with the ACC teams. And I sat about 40 feet from where we're broadcasting the game, right behind us as a senior. One of the best seats in the house here at the Carrier Dome.
Excellent.
Sykes in the corner. Also great success by the lacrosse team in this building as well for Syracuse. Ford with a turnaround. Shot clock winding down. Leary is there. Can't make the basket. And it's taken by Mobile.
Well, Leary can't ask for an easier shot than that one. She hustled, tipped the ball to herself, but couldn't come down with the bucket.
Critical possession for Virginia, down by 4, just over 3 minutes to go.
They need to look to score inside. Amobio has been fantastic inside in terms of her production.
Franklin on the drive. Good block by Sykes. Was right to Gerson and then pulled down by Ford. Syracuse, odd player break. Coffey, Leary. And Sykes was fouled by Gerson. And we certainly want to commend all of the athletes involved in our game for
trying to execute their game plans. Virginia, they want to continue in their winning ways. They played Tennessee tough earlier on this season and played number 2 Notre Dame to a 7-point contest before losing to Duke on the road, going back home and winning against 2 ranked teams back-to-back.
10 on the shot clock. Franklin.
Franklin has been a different player in the second half for Virginia. Struggled to score in the first half. 0 for 4 from 3. 2 of 11 from the floor, but has really found her niche in the second half.
16 points in total for Franklin. 12 of them in the second half. Syracuse taking its time as we go inside of 2 minutes to play. Butler. And now Wolfe will bring it up.
Usually don't see Butler going for glass on her threes.
Randolph baseline. Coffey grabbed it for Syracuse. The orange wants to run. But Coffey wisely brings it back and will reset for the orange.
Smart play by Coffey, who leads Syracuse in assists with 4 a game, trying to make sure she can make the best play for her team.
Coffey at the line.
He has come up big for Syracuse as well today. In terms of 2 huge free throws right there.
Rachel Coffey now with 17 points and 5 made three-pointers. Randolph misses. Immobile on the offensive glass and got. Immobile has had.
At this point in the game, you'd like to see some of them falling through as she gets the second one to go.
That's 21 points, ties her career high for Immobile. Butler, did she step on the end line? I heard a whistle. And there was a season average of 40%. Actually near the bottom of the conference rankings, but they have shot it well today at the Dome. This is Sykes on the home run pass, and she'll lay it in.
Turned out to be a nice timeout for Syracuse. They came out and executed the home run play.
How about Franklin with a 3 out of the court for Sykes, the sophomore, for the Orange. So Syracuse on the inbounds. Second half. And her first attempt from 2 threes in the game as well. She leads the nation in threes made per game, but it's her teammates, especially Coffey, who have picked it up.
Coffey only averages 5 points on the season, well exceeding that with her 17.
47 seconds to go. Butler the rebound, and she'll get for line. And now 3 for 3.
We spoke about Immobile struggles on the line, but as a team, Virginia has struggled.
40 seconds to go. Randolph just heaves it up. Wolfe came up with it. Gerson for 3.
2 ranked teams, North Carolina. So they have a little bit of momentum, and they'll be here. Virginia, they had 5 players in double figures in that game. Very balanced attack.
Franklin. Franklin for 3. Day the rebound.